Hi all, today we are going to see the comparison between different distance relays. So we have seen from the universal torque equation, torque T is given by K1 IR square plus K2 into VR square. Here IR and VR are the current and the voltage measured at the relay location, plus K3 into VRIR cos theta minus tau. Tau is the maximum torque angle and theta is the angle between the voltage and the current, and plus K4. K4 indicates the spring constant. So out of these things, depending on which parameters you are making positive, negative or 0, different types of relays comes. So first relay we have seen is the impedance relay. So for the case of impedance relay, the torque equation is given by K1 into IR square minus K2 VR square minus K4. So you can tell that the impedance relay will operate when the value of K1 IR square is greater than K2 VR square. That means this value is greater than this value. That means the operating is the current and restraining is the voltage. That's why this is called as voltage restrained over current relay. So this is called as voltage restrained over current relay. And if we write the equation for the torque equation, that means T is positive only when the value of VR divided by IR. So this will be less than square root of K1 by K2. Because the value of K4 will be very less compared to the denominator, so it will be neglected. So that thing we have seen. Or we can tell that the relay, the impedance measured by your relay, if it is less than the impedance that is set by your relay, we can set the value of the impedance. So if the value is less, your relay will operate. So this is for the case of impedance relay. So after this, we have seen the reactance relay. So for the case of reactance relay, the torque equation is given by K1 into IR square minus K3 VRIR cos theta minus tau minus K4, where the value of this maximum torque angle is set to 90 degrees. So here we can tell that reactance relay is nothing but the directional restraint over current relay. So that means if the value of K1 IR square is greater than K3 VRIR cos theta minus tau plus K4, then your relay will operate. That means the T will be equal to positive when the value of VR by IR cos theta minus tau, this is less than K1 divided by K3. This is what we get. So by keeping this tau is equal to 90 degrees in this equation, this will become VRIR. This cos theta minus tau becomes equal to sin theta is less than K1 by K3. This is what we get since the value of tau is set as 90 degrees maximum torque angle. So this VR by IR is nothing but the ZR. So this will be equal to ZR sin theta is less than K1 by K3, or ZR sin theta, because if you are taking the impedance triangle, so this is my value of R, this is X and this is Z, and this angle is equal to theta. So sin theta will be equal to X divided by Z. So X divided by Z, Z will cancel, so X will come. So from this we can tell that XR is less than the value of X set. So then your reactance relay will operate. This is what we have seen for reactance relay. So after that we have gone for the Moe relay. So for the case of Moe relay, the torque equation will be K3 VRIR cos theta minus tau minus K2 VR square minus K4. So this is the torque equation. So the value of torque will be positive when the value of, if you are writing the equation, so this will become ZR, that is Z measured by your relay, is less than the Z set into cos theta minus tau. Or from this I can rearrange and write in terms of admittance. So this one Z set I can bring here, this ZR I can bring to the denominator. So we can write this in the form 1 by ZR will become YR. So this will become YR cos theta minus tau. So this is greater than the value of Y set. So under this condition, your relay will operate. So this is what we have seen for the different type of relays. So then we have seen the characteristics also. So let us take one numerical to understand the advantages and disadvantages of each of these relay, and after that we will proceed further. A line section having an impedance of 3.6 plus j6 ohms, that means resistance is 3.6 and X is given as 6 ohms. Show it on the Rx plane as impedance phasor. So impedance will be R plus jx, so accordingly the phasor will come. So if the relay is adjusted to operate for 0 impedance short circuit at the end of the line section, that means the line is shorted at the terminal with the 0 impedance, show on the same Rx diagram operating characteristic of an impedance relay, a reactance relay, admittance or Moore relay used for this purpose. Assume that the center of the Moore relay operating characteristics lies on the line impedance phasor. That means Moore relay, when you are taking the characteristic, that center will be taken in the line of this impedance characteristic only. If an arcing short circuit occurs having an impedance of 2 plus j0 anywhere on the line, determine for each type of distance relay the maximum portion of the line that can be protected. So let us try to draw this. So first one is the impedance. That impedance is given as 3.6 plus j6. So this is my R and this is my X. So you have to take a distance of 3.6 plus the X axis or the J parameter, it is given as j6. So here you have to take it as 6. So intersection of these two will give my point of my operating point. So this is my point. So if you want to draw your impedance characteristic, this is my impedance characteristics. This is my impedance of your line. Agree with me? So once this is obtained, it is asked to calculate the parameters for the impedance relay, admittance relay and the reactance relay. So coming to the impedance relay, what you have to take? We have to take this O as the origin with the radius equal to this length. So let us take this length as OA, draw a circle. That circle indicates the characteristic of my impedance relay. So let us try to draw the circle now. So the circle should be centered around this one. So that's why this will be having a circle. So circle will come like this. So I was not able to draw properly. So some circle should come like this. So some circle will come like this. Getting this one? So this circle, what is the radius of this circle? Radius of this circle will be equal to ZL. So this is the characteristic for the impedance relay. So now coming to the case of the reactance relay. Reactance relay, because I have to protect up to this instant. So up to this instant draw a straight line. So that gives your reactance relay. So reactance relay characteristic, I can draw it like this. So this is my reactance relay. So this region it will operate. This is for reactance relay. So if the value of X is less than 6, so it will operate. The reactance relay will come at JX6 or corresponding to 6. This is J6. Getting this one, reactance relay is done. So now coming to the third relay, that means Moore relay. For the Moore relay, they told the center of the Moore relay circle will lie in this line. So that's why take this OA divided by 2. So that will be the radius, and with that radius draw the circle. So that gives the Moore relay. So that Moore relay I am drawing here, the Moore relay will come like this. So with this as a center, so the circle will come like this. So circle will pass like this. So this will be the Moore relay. Getting this one? So let me make it a little bit like circle. So then we will proceed. This is the diagram for impedance. So this is for the Moore relay. So up to now it is clear to you. So I am explaining once again. So it is asked that this entire line should be protected, and it is also told that there is no what you call the arc resistance is not there initially. So that's why I want to protect the line OA. What is the value of OA? OA is nothing but 3.6 plus J6. So 3.6 plus J, 6. So corresponding to that I have drawn. So this is my line OA. So corresponding to OA, taking OA as my radius, draw the circle. That circle indicates the impedance relay characteristics. So within this relay it will trip. So now by taking half of this length as the radius, draw the circle that should pass through the origin in one side and second side it will pass through A. So when you draw the circle, so that indicates the Moore relay. You can see the Moore relay radius is half of that of the impedance relay. That's why area covered by the Moore relay will be minimum. So now coming to the reactance relay, if you are taking the maximum torque angle as 90 degrees, so automatically this Moore relay characteristic line will come as the horizontal line. So this line will be plotted at J is equal to 6. So less than this it will operate. So now it is asked, there is a arc resistance, it is mentioned in the numerical, if an arcing short circuit occurs having an impedance of 2 plus J0 anywhere on the line, determine for each type of distance relay the maximum portion of the line that can be protected by using these protection schemes. So now I am taking an arc resistance and trying to draw it. So let us assume the arc resistance, so this corresponding point is equal to 2. So this is arc resistance. So this line, so this will be parallel to your impedance characteristic line, draw a line. So this line will go on. So this indicates my value of the arc resistance. Now corresponding to this arc resistance, so see where this is intersecting this one. So this is intersecting here, this is intersecting at this point. So let the point where it is intersecting your impedance I am representing by E, and wherever it is intersecting your Moore relay I am representing by F, and wherever it is intersecting with your reactance relay, so this I can represent by some value G. Getting this one? So this point I am taking as D. So the value of OD, this indicates the value of arc resistance. So now what you do, you draw a parallel line from point E parallel to your real axis. So parallel to real axis, if you extend the line, so you will get this line. Let us assume it is intersecting at a point M. So similarly draw a parallel line from F. So this F will intersect at some point. So this will intersect at some point. So this is intersecting at some point. So this I am taking as N. So this value of ME, this will be equal to NF, this will be equal to OD. So corresponding to that it is come. So now the length of the line that is protected by the impedance relay will be from O to M. So the impedance relay protects up to OM. So then come to Moore relay protects up to ON, because the percentage of the length that is protected by the Moore relay is less than that of the impedance relay. It is having more effect due to the arc resistance. So whereas if you go for the reactance relay, because reactance relay, the length, you can see the length is adding the resistance, it is shifting here. So it is not going to affect so much because entire line will be protected. So reactance line protects up to 100% of your line. That means it will protect up to A. It is not going to affect. So if you measure the value of OM, and that will come as, this will be equal to 82%, and this one if you measure, you will get it as 77%. That means the reactance relay will protect 100% of the line, the impedance relay protects 82% of the line, whereas the Moore relay protects 77% of the line. So seeing this, we can tell that wherever your arc resistance is comparable to that of impedance of your transmission line, so in that case it is better to go for the reactance relay, and next preference will be impedance relay, and last preference will be Moore relay. But the problem is, under normal operating conditions, the normal operating point will be somewhere here. This point comes under the reactance relay characteristic I have discussed before, and even the power swings also comes under the reactance relay characteristics. So it is more prone to have the error because of that. That's why reactance relay cannot be used directly. So wherever you know the power swing chances are less, and if you can add one more directional element along with the reactance relay, then reactance relay can be used the cases where your arc resistance is more than your transmission line impedance. That is for the case of short lines. Whereas if you go for the impedance relay, because it is protecting majority of the lines, so this can be used for medium length lines, where because this is affected by the power swings, because area covered by this impedance relay is more when compared to that of more relay. That's why power swing effect is more. That's why for medium length lines, where your the arc resistance is very less compared to your transmission line impedance, there we can go for the impedance relay. And if you are going for very long transmission lines where the chances of the power swings are more, so there it is better to go for the more relay. So let us try to summarize the characteristic of all of these relays, then we will come to the conclusion. So now coming to each relay, the impedance relay is also called as simple impedance relay, then comes the reactance relay and more relay. First, if you are taking the operating quantity, for simple impedance relay the operating quantity is current, reactance relay is current, and for more relay it is the directional element. And restraining element, we have seen it will be voltage for the case of impedance relay, directional element for reactance relay, and voltage for more relay. This we have already discussed in beginning of this lecture. So directionality property is not there for the case of impedance relay and reactance relay, because it operates for the fault values both in the positive direction as well as the negative direction, whereas more relay has the directional feature. It will not operate for negative direction of the fault characteristics. Let us take for example, if you are taking, this is my fault characteristic of your line. So you can see here up to the negative side also, both the impedance relay as well as the more relay is covering in this region. Whereas if you are going for this more relay only covers up to here. It will not operate for the negative direction faults, the faults in the negative direction. Only the reactance relay and impedance relay will operate for this one. Getting this one? So now what is the effect performance during the normal load conditions? So whenever the load is fed from both the ends, so in that case the impedance relay will get restraints because it will not operate, whereas the reactance relay is covering the complete negative area, so it will trip. And coming to the more relay, it is nothing but an impedance relay with a smaller radius, that means impedance relay with a directional feature, so it will restrain. So now the effect of the arc resistance, we have just proved there is no effect of arc resistance for reactance relay, and it under reaches for the case of impedance relay, and for more relay it under reaches more than that of the impedance relay. These two under reaches, but the effect on this more relay is more. So area occupied in the Rx plane will be moderate for impedance relay, very large for reactance relay, and smallest for the case of more relay. Now effect of the power swing impedance relay also maloperates, as well as even the reactance relay also maloperates. Whereas if you go for more relay, as the area is less, it is less affected due to the power swings. So that is the advantage. So now summarizing which one is used for which case, the ground fault resistance is a variable generally in a transmission line. So the ground distance relays must be unaffected due to variation in the fault resistance. So the reactance relay in conjunction with a mho or directional element is used for distribution systems and short length lines, because it is not affected due to the arc resistance. Because in the case of short transmission lines, the effect of the arc resistance is dominating when compared to the impedance of your line. So for the case of short lines as well as in distribution systems, we prefer to go for more relay in conjunction with, we go for reactance relay in conjunction with mho or directional element. Then coming to the impedance relay is used for phase fault relaying purpose for medium length lines, because where the chances of power swings are less, and even your line impedance is comparable, that means very high when compared to the arc resistance. That's why impedance relay will work there. And then if your length is more, then we go for the mho type relays, because they are more suited. The reason is they can withstand the severe synchronizing power surges equally, and they have the directionality feature. That's why more relay is used for long transmission lines, and even for the medium transmission lines, even more relay is preferred over the impedance relay. So compromise between these two, which type of relay should be used, it depends on what is the arc resistance when compared to that of your impedance of your transmission line. So if your impedance of your line is more compared to the arc resistance, then we can go for the mho type relay. Otherwise, impedance relay is preferred for medium transmission lines. I hope that different types of relays, their applications are completely clear to you. If you still have any queries, you can leave your comments in the comment section below. I will answer to your queries from there. Thank you very much.